with coca leaf. Doesn't have nothing to do with that.
What does it taste? Does it taste like chocolate or ice cream or something?
It tastes. I would say, we have presented in the UN mojito. You know what a mojito is, no?
No. Tell us.
Oh, you don't know what a mojito is? No. You don't know a mojito? It's a special drink from Cuba. That is, you make it with rum.
You see, he's a Muslim, un-Islamic.
Oh.
They don't know any un-Islamic thing.
No, but then I have to explain you what is alcohol. No. Well, but we invited in the UN mojito made up with liquor of coca leaf, and it was, everybody came to taste it, and it tasted excellent, very good. I would say it is something like a mix.
If you give people alcohol to drink, they will all go into high spirits. No. That's what alcohol does to everybody.
What does coca leaf does? Coca leaf is good for, if you go and live in the highlands, you drink coca leaf tea, because that helps you breathe better. It opens your veins, and in highlands you don't have too much oxygen in the air. So if you arrive to La Paz, probably the first thing they will give you is a coca leaf tea. How does it taste? Very similar to green tea, I would say. If you chew coca leaf, you can work for several hours without having hunger. So that is one of the reasons why indigenous populations chew coca leaf when they go to work very far away from their houses, because they can remain there without eating until they come back to their house.
Does coca leaf also improve your sex life?
There are no studies saying arriving to those kind of conclusions, but if you chew too much coca leaf or drink too much coca leaf tea, it will make you something like coffee. You won't sleep. You will be awake, like when you drink coffee. So that is what coca leaf does. And you know that coca leaf is used to produce Coca-Cola. The Coke has a percentage of coca leaf, an extract from the coca leaf. So now, cocaine is different. We always say coca leaf is green, cocaine is white. You have to extract the alkaloid from the coca leaf through a chemical process where you use sulfuric acid in order to produce cocaine. Cocaine, it's a drug. It's very different.
Since you are in a university setting and all these are students who have to sit for exams, and for which they have to study and they have to work late nights without going to sleep, are you suggesting that they should all have coca leaves while during exam periods?
It won't make them for sure any harm at all. And many do it in the same way that you could drink coffee not to sleep.
Okay, let me turn to the geography of Bolivia. All of us have heard of Lake Titicaca and the populations on the lake with reed boats. And it's obviously a very important site. It is. I remember that we have studied that even though this is a very high lake, it has steamers and steamships on it, which were brought up in small pieces and assembled in this high lake. But what I wanted to ask you was that do you have other World Heritage sites in Bolivia, which are so important that people should be going to Bolivia to visit in order to enrich their touristic knowledge of the world?
Yes, of course. You have many places. You have Tiwanaku, that is the most ancient city and civilization that existed in the region of Bolivia. Many things are not explained from them yet, especially where they exactly came from. you will have a lot of ruins and temples in the north part of Titicaca Lake that are also very, very interesting, because nobody can understand how they managed to build and cut those stones in a way that they really go and
fit each other.
Fit each other. It's something very impressive. You will find also in the east part very interesting when it comes to the Guaranis, because that's another kind of culture, very different. And you will find from the side of when the colony of the Spanish colony came, of course, a new, very interesting perspective in all what is the churches, the colonies, during the colonial time in the cities. So, if you want to come to Bolivia, you will find many, many touristic places. The salt lake of Uyuni, where the lithium is something amazing. But as I said, the most interesting thing of Bolivia is its peoples.
Yeah, but let's forget the people for some time. Let's go to for the bricks.
For the photographs.
Yeah.
Like the Japanese.
No, for the photographs, we don't mind having photographs along with the pretty girls in Bolivia. So we are interested in the people also.
Coca leaf pretty girls.
But to come back to the stones, because I remember when having visited Peru and Machu Picchu.
Oh, yes.
And one of the most fascinating things about Machu Picchu is that you have these enormous stones, as you said, fitting each other totally, so close that you cannot put in a credit card between the stones.
Yes.
And the fascinating thing is that firstly, no mortar, so the stones are just sitting on each other. But you cannot find any tools in Machu Picchu, which means that we don't know how did they cut those stones. And so when we asked, they said that there were no tools, and the only way the stones were polished was by putting them on the ground and pulling them on sand. And so they were literally done through friction. Now, that's a very time-consuming concept, but yet the stonework is perfect, absolutely perfect. And for me, that shows genius, to be able to use no tools and yet to arrive at a perfect joint between stones. Do you have the same thing? Is it the same civilization in Bolivia also?
You will find something even more amazing, because that is amazing, how to have two stones that really fit. And there is in the north part of the Titicaca Lake, a place where you will find stones that fit one to each other, but have the form of an H. So one thing is to do that with stones that have more that are more square. Another thing is to have stones that have the form of H, but they really fit one to each other in that perfect sense. So this is something, of course, very amazing and surprising from the civilizations of that lived in the Andean region, or where you will see, for example, in the museum of Tiwanaku, what they did was operations from your head, probably to extract some tumors from your brain.
Brain surgery.
And you will find, how do you say, cranes?
The skulls.
Skulls, but with gold here, because they had been operated, and after the operation they put it some
gold plate.
Gold plate.
Fascinating. So you have